This is Stapleton Airport information, Mike. Wind at 320 degrees at 6, temperature 53, altimeter 3000. ILS approach runway 26 left. More vector to the traffic pattern in use. Landing runways, runway 26 left for larger.
July 2nd, 1937. Amelia Earhart, the baby of the sky and one of the most iconic figures in aviation history, takes off from Lae, New Guinea on a mission that could forever change the world. But just hours later, she and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanish without a trace. What happened to Amelia Earhart? Did she crash into the vast Pacific, or was there something more mysterious at play? Today, we unravel the theories that have kept the world guessing for over 80 years. Amelia Earhart was born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas. From a young age, she had a fearless spirit and a thirst for adventure. She broke into the male-dominated world of aviation at a time when women were still fighting for basic rights. Earhart's determination led her to set numerous aviation records, including being the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. She became a national hero and a symbol of possibility, inspiring countless others to chase their dreams. But Amelia wasn't just about making headlines. She was passionate about advancing women's roles in society, especially in fields that were traditionally male-dominated. Her advocacy extended beyond the cockpit as she pushed for equal opportunities for women in all areas of life. In 1937, Amelia set her sights on an audacious goal to circumnavigate the globe. This was no small feat, even by today's standards. Her chosen aircraft for the journey was a twin-engine Lockheed 10E Electra, a state-of-the-art plane at the time. Amelia's co-pilot for the trip was Fred Noonan, a seasoned navigator who was as determined as she was. Their journey began on March 17, 1937, but it didn't go as planned. After taking off from Oakland, California, they encountered mechanical issues in Hawaii that forced them to abort the attempt. Undeterred, Amelia and Fred decided to try again, this time departing from Miami on June 1, 1937. Over the next several weeks, the pair successfully crossed multiple continents, making stops in South America, Africa, the Indian subcontinent, and Southeast Asia. By the time they reached Lae, New Guinea, on June 29th, they had covered 22,000 miles and were just 7,000 miles short of their goal. On the morning of July 2, 1937, they took off for Howland Island, a tiny speck in the Pacific Ocean that would be their next refueling stop. Unfortunately, it would also be their last known location. So what went wrong? How did a seemingly successful journey end in one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time? Let's explore the theories that attempt to unravel the enigma of Amelia Earhart's final flight. The most straightforward and widely accepted theory is that Amelia's plane simply ran out of fuel and crashed into the Pacific Ocean. On that fateful day, several radio transmissions were received from Earhart, indicating that she was struggling to find Howland Island. At one point, she radioed, "We must be on you but cannot see you. Gas is running low." This chilling message suggests that Amelia and Fred were close to the island but couldn't locate it due to navigational errors or poor visibility. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca, stationed near Howland Island, was in constant communication with Earhart during her final hours. Despite their efforts to guide her, the transmissions became increasingly frantic until they stopped altogether. It's believed that the Electra, running dangerously low on fuel, eventually plunged into the ocean, taking Amelia and Fred with it. This theory is supported by several factors. First, the Pacific Ocean in that region is incredibly vast and deep, making it easy for a small aircraft to disappear without a trace. Second, experts from the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, JPL at Caltech, have suggested that strong headwinds could have significantly increased fuel consumption, leaving Earhart with less fuel than anticipated. However, despite extensive search efforts, including a massive operation by the U.S. Navy, no wreckage of the plane has ever been found. This has led some to question whether the crash and sink theory tells the whole story. Another compelling theory is that Amelia and Fred didn't crash into the ocean, but instead managed to make an emergency landing on Gardner Island, now known as Nikumaroro. This uninhabited coral atoll lies about 350 nautical miles southeast of Howland Island, along the same flight path. The Gardner Island theory gained traction in the 1940s when a British colonial officer, Gerald Gallagher, discovered a partial human skeleton on the island, along with remnants of a campsite. Gallagher believed that the remains could belong to Earhart, but the bones were later dismissed as those of a European male. Unfortunately, the bones were subsequently lost, leaving only Gallagher's records and some photographs as evidence. In the years since the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, TIGAR, has conducted multiple expeditions to Nikumaroro. They've uncovered several artifacts, including a piece of aluminum that some believe could be from Earhart's plane, as well as a woman's shoe and a sextant box. Additionally, TIGAR has analyzed the radio distress signals reported by people across the Pacific in the days following Earhart's disappearance. Many of these signals were traced back to the vicinity of Gardner Island, suggesting that Earhart and Noonan may have survived the crash and tried to call for help. Despite these findings, the Gardner Island theory remains unproven. Critics argue that the evidence is circumstantial and that more definitive proof, such as the discovery of the Electra's wreckage, is needed to confirm this theory. One of the more sensational theories surrounding Earhart's disappearance is that she and Fred Noonan were captured by the Japanese. According to this theory, Amelia's plane strayed off course and ended up in the Marshall Islands, which were under Japanese control at the time. Proponents of the capture theory point to anecdotal evidence from islanders who claim to have seen Earhart and Noonan in Japanese custody. Some even suggested that Earhart was taken to the island of Saipan, where she was either executed or died in captivity. Over the years, several individuals have come forward with stories of witnessing Earhart's presence in the Marshall Islands or Saipan, including U.S. military personnel who claim to have seen documents or heard accounts of her capture. In 2017, a photograph surfaced that purportedly showed Earhart and Noonan on a dock in the Marshall Islands, surrounded by Japanese officials. The photo caused a media frenzy, with some experts arguing that it provided conclusive evidence of Earhart's capture. However, further investigation revealed that the photograph was taken years before Earhart's disappearance, discrediting the theory. While the capture theory is intriguing, it lacks solid evidence. Most historians and aviation experts view it as unlikely, given the lack of credible documentation or physical proof. A more outlandish theory is that Amelia Earhart was on a secret mission for the U.S. government and that her disappearance was part of an elaborate cover-up. According to this theory, Earhart was tasked with spying on Japanese military installations in the Pacific, and her plane was either shot down or she was captured during the mission. Some versions of this theory even suggest that Earhart survived the ordeal and returned to the U.S. under a new identity. One popular but debunked claim is that she lived out her life as a New Jersey housewife named Irene Bolam. In the 1970s, a book titled Amelia Earhart Lives argued that Bolam was actually Earhart in disguise, but Bolam vehemently denied the allegations and successfully sued the author for defamation. The spy theory, while entertaining, is widely dismissed by historians. There is no credible evidence to support the idea that Earhart was involved in espionage, and most experts agree that her disappearance was likely due to more mundane causes. Despite the various theories surrounding her disappearance, what remains undeniable is the legacy that Amelia Earhart left behind. She was a pioneer in every sense of the word, breaking barriers in aviation and inspiring generations of women to pursue their dreams. Earhart's disappearance, while tragic, has only added to her mystique. She has become a symbol of adventure and the human spirit's relentless pursuit of the unknown. Her story continues to captivate people around the world, and the search for answers about her fate is still ongoing. In recent years, advances in technology have led to renewed efforts to locate the wreckage of Earhart's plane. From deep-sea exploration to satellite imagery, researchers are still combing the Pacific in the hopes of solving this enduring mystery once and for all. So, what really happened to Baby of the Sky? The truth is, we may never know. Whether she crashed into the ocean, landed on a deserted island, or met a more sinister fate, Earhart's disappearance remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of the 20th century. But perhaps the mystery is part of what makes her story so compelling. Amelia Earhart wasn't just an aviator. She was a symbol of hope, determination, and the unyielding pursuit of one's dreams. And in the end, it's her spirit that continues to inspire us, even as the search for answers goes on.